Hello. In this video, we're going to add the banner icon input fields here. If you add the image here, then you can crop it, save, then you're going to see your preview card gets updated. This is the basic business requirement, but we also need to consider edge cases, right? Take a look when you add and then try to select multiple images. It doesn't allow me to do that, right? And it doesn't allow me to add a WebP file and TXT file. What it means, there are certain file formats are supported and the rest are not. In my case, I will try to support all image files such as JPEG, PNG, and WebP, and so on and so forth. I will do a little bit differently. Another thing that we want to consider is drag and drop, right? I'm gonna drop the TXT file and see how it's gonna look. Look at that. We're gonna see the error message with the alert. This UI is not very good for me, in my opinion. So I will just add error message somewhere down below here, okay? And try to drop multiple files here. I'm dropping thumbnail 10, 11, 12 and see what's gonna happen. Thumbnail 12 only, right? In my case, I will not support the multiple file because it doesn't make sense in the first place, right? I would rather show error message instead. That's my plan for now. Let's see how much we can achieve. Now let's deep dive in. Currently, we have text to, but not like this, right? So I'm gonna find the component here. I'm gonna just close the sidebar. Open up the community, create dialog file. Then you probably find the preview card and then font, which is here, right? Preview card and then font. In the font, we have stage 1 and 2 at the moment. So my plan is I'm gonna copy this stage 1 component and then make a modification to make stage 2. So I'm gonna open up the sidebar here. I will copy paste the stage 1 file and then rename it to stage 2. Also, the name of the component needed to be stage 2 edgewell. Let's shut down the sidebar now. Looking good. And then we're gonna import this file into here. Yeah, great. Import. Then it's going to expect a couple of prompts, but we don't have name and description in this file, so I'm going to ignore it for now. But I'll just pass the form.control for now. Okay, so looking good. And then inside here, I'll delete name and description specific codes, right, like this. And then find the red lines, and then remove them. Let's do it. Then you probably find something in your dialog. Let's try to check here. Then you're gonna find this form, but this form is definitely not the one that we want to use, right? So I'll make a modification. First of all, I'm going to delete one of the form fields that says we're not going to use this, and then fragment, I will remove it. I will just work on the banner first, okay? Yeah, looking good. And then the font field has certain props, right? Control, font control, this is good. But name attribute is not something that we are expecting. We want to work on the banner. But this guy is not supported yet because our font schema is not up to date, right? So let's go here. I'm gonna add banner. Oops, so don't forget the comma. And then the validation will be file. Oh, interesting. File is not supported. Based on the documentation with the Jode version 4, the file is supported here. But let's check the package.json first. I'm going to open up the package.json. Look at that. It's a version 3, right? So let's update to version 4. So in order to do that, yeah, just to make sure you check the version 4 here. And then go to your terminal. And then npm I short at latest. Go to package.json, then you see your version has gone up to 4, right? Looking good. Then in the index file, you should be able to use file. Now it understands, right? Yeah, looking good. it gotta be a file. And then if it's not file, I'm gonna have error message saying invalid var. Let's capitalize it. And then you gotta have a certain file format supported. You can do MIME here. If you're not sure what is MIME, I open the documentation here. Yeah, it stands for multipurpose internet mail extensions, right? This is very important to tell browser that what type of content you are delivering, right? So media type can be application, audio, an example, font, image, model, text, and all different kinds, right? So it has a specific file format that you need to specify because this is the standardized, right? So then now what I want to support is all different kinds of image files, right? So in order to tell what it is, you need to have auto suggestion. Then when you do image, then you see all 5 different image types that you can use. I'll try to add all and then see how it's gonna go, okay? And then image, JPEG, image, PNG for sure, image, SVG, XML, image, image, WebP. Okay, so these are the files that I want to support. And if the MIME type is not matching, then we need to show the error saying invalid MIME type. Okay, looking good. And at the end, but this one will be optional. Okay, doesn't have to have the bar again. It can be undefined. And I'm gonna copy the whole thing and then have avatar as well. Yeah, looking good. Then this one is good. Okay, and then here, then you can have a banner supported, right? On top of that, there are more that you can add. Yeah, so avatar, banner, description, main. I'll go with the banner, okay? And then let's delete the input because we don't need it. And we don't need this div text, so I'm gonna delete that. But form message component is necessary to render the error. Looking good. Then let's try to see how it's looking. Of course, it doesn't have enough, component inside here. Hold on, we still have one input, but I don't have input. Weird. Yeah, it's a little bit weird, but that's fine. So now let's try to come up with the JSX first, okay? So if you inspect it, then you see UL tag and then label, li tag, and div tag wraps the banner text and the Dropzone button. And right underneath, when there's banner edit, then we have file name plus icon button with the trash icon. Yeah, I can come up with that. It's easy. Yeah, it has some label in between, but I don't know what is the purpose of this, so I might skip. And UL tag and li tag, I'm not sure if I really need it. For now, I'll skip those. I will just have this one for now and see if we really need those HTML tags later. Now, let's try to come up with JSX. So here, what I would do is I'm going to have one div tag. In it, I'm going to have the form label, and then the text will be banner. At the same time, we need to have the Dropzone inside of the form control. Dropzone will have Dropzone button. Yeah, the Dropzone button should be self-closing tag, and then make sure this one is imported from the right package. Let me check. Yeah, correct. Yeah, looking good. And then right underneath, we are going to have another div template that shows the file name and the button that has trash icon. Let's try to add them. Do we have a trash Lucid React? I don't want to use this package or Beanie. Let me check. Yeah, we don't have it yet. What it means, we don't have the icon inside of the icon folder here, right? Let's try to get it. So here, let's go to the hero icons and then type bean, only this guy. Let me try to type trash. Yeah, we don't have much option. So then I'm going to name it to trash outline and then come up with a new one, okay? So here, I'm going to copy paste one of the icon file and the change the name to trash outline. And the change the name to trash outline. Yeah, looking good. Then let's come up with the JSX. So here, I'm going to copy the JSX and then paste here and then cut it, remove the rest, save it, and then replace it here. Then we are ready to use this guy, right? So here, I'm going to paste it here to import. Then our basic JSX section is done. Let's just check how it's looking currently. Oh, interesting. It doesn't get updated. Yeah, it's a little slow. It takes really long time. So what I will do is I'm gonna restart and then see if it's gonna work, okay? Come on. Yeah, sometimes it does that. I don't know why. Yeah, now it's working. Okay, so let me check. Let's go in. It's currently how it's looking, right? Definitely not the way we want it, right? Very different. So then let's inspect it quickly. It has heading 1A8, heading X 16 pixel, and then it has some font color. At the same time, when we hover over it, the background, the color changes. Okay, I got it. I think we can do it. So text color is this guy, right? So I'm gonna copy and then style little by little. Okay. So here, inside of the div tag here, I'm gonna have class. Let's give it a padding first. PY to be 8 pixel and the PX to be 16 pixel. And we need to make it horizontal. So flex items to center and justify between. Yeah, this one is good. Let me shut down the sidebar here. Yeah. And then we need to have the text color, right? So text color is this. Yeah. I think we are missing the background color, right? So when it's a hovered, PG some color. Okay. So let's find that here. I'll give the hover here. Then you probably find background color. Here we go. Yeah. So background color is here. So then I'm gonna copy this guy and then paste it. So yeah, looking good. And then we need to know the font size, right? Font size should be found here. Yeah, it's a 14 pixel. Looking great. So then I'm gonna get the font size here. Size specific, I'm gonna leave it here. 14 was small, I guess. Yes, correct. Yeah, this is a little too long, so I'm gonna wrap this one with the CN so that I can separate some class names. I'll just cut the size specific and then add a new here. Yeah, so looking good. And the flex specific, I'm gonna keep separated. Okay, let's do that. Yeah, then it's good. So size specific, flex specific, and then color specific. Just separating them. Then let's take a look how it's looking. Oh, it's already there. Awesome. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Yeah, but one thing I found is the add button is a little bit wrong. Maybe my logic was wrong. Sorry, I think I made a mistake. So let's go to a Dropzone quickly and change it to secondary here. This one is bordered, right? So let's go inside of the Dropzone component. Then we probably find the DropzoneButton here. We are rendering bordered variant, but we need to render it dynamically, right? So I'm gonna have some variable called head files. How do we know, right? When source length is greater than 0, what it means it's not empty array or undefined, right? So source can be undefined, so we're gonna give the question mark. Then length can be possibly undefined, right? So what it means when it's undefined, I'm gonna give initial value 0. Yeah, looking good. Then I'm gonna have a conditional rendering here. If it has a file, then bordered will be variant. Other one is secondary. Yeah, then we can use this guy over here too. Looking good. And then there's the one error. This one is not used. So I'm gonna just delete that. Then let's take a look. Hopefully this guy fixes it. Oops. Oh, nice. Then now it's matching with the add here. Yeah, looking good, looking good. Then now let's try to style here, okay? So when I inspect it, this guy is 12 pixel and it has its own color, right? Let me take a look. The color is this guy, right? I'm gonna copy that for now. And what else? I think we can use the same style as right above, right? And then it kind of has trash button. Let me just quickly check. This one is 40 by 40. Let me check this one. 32. Yeah, I might go with the 32 by 32 because I don't want to have this trash button is bigger than this change button. Okay. Yeah, so let's go. Inside of the stage 2, I'm gonna have this div text. We need to have a text color. I will just give the class name here. The text color is this guy. Yeah, before I lose it, I just pasted it first. And then I'm gonna copy this cn function here. And then paste it right here. And then move this guy to somewhere else. Okay? So I'm gonna cut this guy next. And then paste it here. Yeah. And then what else? Let me just quickly check. Let me see how it's looking. Yeah, currently it's looking like that. Somehow, I don't like to have the background when it's hovered. I will just remove it. And then I don't want to have padding top and bottom. Yeah, just to making it a little bit different. But let's see, if I don't like it, then I might use the original Reddit application style, okay? Oops, sorry. The PY, I'm gonna delete that. And then I don't want to have a hover background, so I'm gonna delete it. Let me check. Yeah, this way is a little bit better. And then let's check the text size here. The text size should be 12 pixel or something. Yes, 12 pixel, right? Let's give the text size to be 12 pixel. Text extra smooth. Let's try to give it here. I think that should be okay. Yeah, on that here. Extra smooth. Yeah, looking good. Then we probably not need this guy. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Then now let's work on this guy, right? 32 by 32. So what I would do is I'm gonna tell it the variant to be the plane and size to be small, which is 32 by 32. And then I'm gonna tell it is an icon, but yeah, hopefully this will do the job. Okay. Yeah, getting there. But this guy is too big, right? Let me check what is the size. Let's say 16 by 16. So let's go with the class name, size maybe 4, and let's see how it's looking, okay? Yeah, 4 is okay. Let me just try to measure. Yeah, SVG it's 16 by 16. Okay, so this one is good. Yeah, I like this more than the other. Let me check. Yeah, this border is something that I'm not very happy. Yeah, I'll just go with this. Okay. Yeah, looking good. Looking good. Then now let's try to add the image here, right? When we add the image, it doesn't show anything, right? So what I will do is somehow we need to add the image using Dropzone here. Dropzone has onDrop function. OnDrop accept the function to pass the accepted files and the rejected event. So I'll be using this guy here. And then accept the files, which is the list of files. And here I'm going to call it onChange. OnChange function will pass the file into our file. Okay, the form that we're having in the parent component. Let me shut down. These are too much. Let me just shut down things that we don't use right now. If you scroll up, then you probably find form here. So in here, we're gonna hold store name, description, banner, and avatar, and then we can get it from watcher function. Okay. So here, when I call it, I want to pass the first file when I get it. Okay. So then when I pass it, it doesn't show anything yet, right? Somehow we need to get the file and then try to render the file name and then see if we get it, okay? So here, what I will do is get the banner from here and then pass it to in the community create stage 2, okay? I'll pass this banner here. The banner can be undefined, okay? Yeah, so let's go in and then try to accept banner, which is the file or undefined. Okay. Then we can conditionally render this div tag with the file name. Okay. So when the banner, sorry, I think I forgot to accept it. Yeah, let's get it as a prompt. And then when banner is not undefined, then I'm gonna render this div tag. At the same time, I'll be rendering this banner dynamically. The banner is a file, right? That we can do banner.name. Yeah, let's take a look how it's looking now. Okay, so here when I go to the second stage, then we don't have the file name and the lead icon. But when we edit, oh, this guy pops up, right? What it means, we have a file in the form, looking good. Then this guy, let's render dynamic too. Here, in the Dropzone, I'm gonna pass source attribute, right? That's what we're passing, and then accept it here to render button dynamically, right? So here, what I'm going to do is, if banner is existing, then I'll pass the banner inside of the array. Otherwise, empty. Yeah, let's take a look. Oh, look at that. Now our button changes, right? But we don't have a delete functionality yet, but let's leave it for now. Okay. So then, since we can add files, let's deal with some edge cases here. Currently, we can select a lot of files, right? And then we can add different file format too, right? So then let's try to restrict them. First of all, not to add multiple files, I'm gonna give the false here, and then I'm gonna pass the accept here. This guy would accept object that includes the file type. In my case, all different kinds of image with all different extensions. That's what it is. Then now let's try it. When I edit, I cannot select the multiple, and the txt file is grayed out because these are not supported. Okay. Yeah, looking good. Looking good. Then now when I try to drop the file that is not supported, let's take a look. Yeah, file doesn't change, right? Nothing happens. So here, what I would do is I'm gonna add onError function here. And then instead of dealing with the fault here, I might just call the function and handle it in the parent component. So here, what I would do is on file error, I'm gonna accept this one from parent component. This guy will be returning void, and then accepting the error, which is instance of the error constructor. And then I'm gonna pass this guy as a prop to right here. Okay, so then looking good. Then I'll accept it from parent component and then handle the file error. Okay. Then let's create the handler here, because we have all different objects and functions here, so it'll be a little bit easier. So right above the on submit, I'm gonna create one handle file error. This guy will be accepting error that is instance of the error, right? And then when error is there, what I want to do is I'm gonna use the form to set error, and then we need to tell it error for banner, and then send the message that is error.message. Okay, then hopefully we can see the error somewhere down below. Okay, so let's check. You know what? Let's make the default the stage to be 2 for now. I don't want to go and back and forth. Just leave it as 2. Okay. So here, yeah, goes to 2. And then let's drop the unsupported file, which is txt file. Okay. File type must be image, right? Then looking good. Looking good. Then for now, let's style a little bit. I'm going to have px here. Let me just quickly do it. So here in the community stage 2, then the style will be the somewhere down here, the phone message here, right? So I'm gonna have class name that is tx to be 16 pixel. Yeah, this one is good. Then let's try to edit. Okay, when we edit, it's fine. And then let's drop one more. How it should look at. To showing both, but I don't want to have these two together. When I add to new file and then have an error, that I want to remove this one automatically. So in order to do that, let's go to the error handler. Here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do for dot reset field. So just removing everything first and then set the error. Then let's take a look. So in this situation, when I add the invalid file, oh, look at that. File disappeared, but rendering the error message. Looking good, looking good. Then let's try one more time. Yeah, I like it. So then let's try to add multiple files here. Too many files. Okay, so this one is great. This is exactly what I want, right? Yeah, so I like it. And then let me just try to see, let's try to mix txt and then png file and then see. Okay, file type must be image. Okay, looking good. This is perfect. I think this is pretty good in my opinion. I like it. So then now let's do other things. I want to be able to delete this guy, right? So I'm gonna have handle delete, right? So what I would do is down below here, I'm gonna add the handler to the button. Okay, so here on click, I'm gonna do all file delete. I'll be accepting as a prop up there. I'm gonna copy here on file delete, and then we need to tell it what we are deleting later. But for now, let's leave it as an empty, and then accept it as prop, and then let's handle it in the parent component. So here, I'm gonna do on file delete. I'm gonna handle file delete. Then let's try to create the handler over here. I'll do const handle file delete, and then I'll be deleting the banner. So we'll do font dot reset field. This one will be banner. Yeah, currently hard coding, but we'll deal with it a little bit later, okay? And then let's take a look. Yeah, when we have file, let's quickly add one, and then click this guy. Okay, awesome. This one is great, right? I love it. So then now, let's quickly polish it here before we move to the next. Here, rest of fields needed to pass it to the Dropzone. Somewhere here, I'm gonna do dot 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 rest of fields, just passing everything to the Dropzone. Yeah, looking good. And then we have a banner that renders dynamically when there's a final phone message is here. Okay, so hopefully it's fine with you. If not, I will tackle it a little bit later too, so do not worry, okay? Everything is looking great. So then now what I want to do is creating the avatar specific, okay? Here it calls it icon, but I'll call it avatar, okay? Just to make it consistent. So then now what I would do is I'll create a constant to here, okay? The constant name will be community create media types. Then in here, I'm gonna have the banner and avatar. I'll be iterating this array in order to render the form field twice, okay? So here, I'm gonna copy this guy and then map it. And then I will call it type, and then I'm going to wrap everything down here, okay? Now it's complaining because we need to pass the key since we used the map, right? So here key will be type, and then here the name I'm gonna use type instead. These are either banner or the avatar, right? So here I'm gonna do type, but it's complaining because it's only accepting name and description banner avatar. But why it's wrong? Because our type is a string, right? So in order to make it more explicit, I'm gonna have as a const. This one makes a read only, and then it has explicit tuple here, right? So which is good. So then now the error is gone, right? Looking good. Then what else? Here, there's a banner here too. I'm gonna render a little bit dynamic too. I'm gonna call it type, but we need to capitalize it, right? So luckily Tailwind support that. So I'm gonna do capitalize. Yeah, looking good. And what else? This banner needs to be rendered dynamically, but this one, as you can see, the banner is the file or undefined, right? Don't get confused with the type, okay? So here, to render this one dynamic, I'm gonna have some logic here. Let me think. So the type is equal to banner, and the banner is existing, then we're gonna render banner. Otherwise, I'm gonna check if the type is avatar and check if the avatar file is existing. Oh, interesting. We have not accepting it. Oh yeah, we are not accepting it. So what it means, let's just try to get it here. I'm gonna get the avatar from form.watch and then pass it to the form stage 2 here, right? Avatar, and then go in and then accept avatar and then accept it as a prompt. Then this part is good. So again, if the type is banner, then check if we have a banner file, then we render this. Otherwise, we're gonna check if type is equal to avatar and we have avatar file, and then we're gonna have avatar in the array. Otherwise, I'm gonna render empty array. Yeah, so this one is kind of harder to read, but hopefully we can come up with a better one. Let's see. Okay, so this one is good. And yeah, on change we have that. Let's leave it for now. Yeah, this one is okay. But on error, yeah, let's see. I think we're gonna have some bug, but let's leave it. And then we need to render here dynamically too, right? We cannot render the banner.name all the times. So here, my logic will be similar to above here. My type is banner, and then if we have a banner, let me just do that here. Or I'm gonna check if my type is equal to the avatar and we have avatar file. Either one. This is true C or this is true C. Then I'm gonna render this guy, right? We need to wrap one more here. Yeah, it's kind of harder to read. So needed to meet either this condition or this condition, right? Then here, we need to render dynamically too, right? If the type is equal to banner, then I'm gonna render banner.name, otherwise avatar.name. This guy can be undefined, right? I don't know if it's gonna work beautiful. If I'm wrong, we can fix it, okay? So then let's try it. We have avatar and banner both. Let's try to add one. Look at it, nice. And then let's add here too. Yeah, nice. And then let's have some error, okay? Let's remove, oh, something has gone wrong. When I delete it, banner gets deleted. Okay, that part, don't worry. I think that is because we are hard coding in the handlers. We are always resetting the banner and they set the error for banner, but these guys needed to have the type to be received as a parameter. So here, what I would do is I'm gonna accept type that is either banner or avatar. I want to accept this type. If you go to the stage 2, we have a constant already. I'll be using this guy, okay? So what I would do is I'm gonna declare the type called community media type. I'll be creating the union type using this constant. I can do type of this. Currently, this is the read-only tuple. In the case, you can pass the number inside of the bracket, then it turns out to be the union type here. So I'll be using this guy going forward, okay? So I'm gonna export to this guy and then use it. So then let's quickly update it. Here, our file delete need to accept the type that is community media type here, right? And then on error message, we need to also pass the type. so that we know where to render the error message. So community media type. Okay, so this one is good. And then what it means when we are calling the error, we need to pass the necessary arguments. Here we're going to receive the error, right? If you overread, you're going to know, right? Instance of the error. Pass it, and the type will be the type that we are getting it. Okay, yeah, this type is either banner or avatar, right? So looking good. And then on file delete, we also need to do the same. Here you need to pass the type here. Looking good. Let me just quickly check. Then what it means, we need to accept the type here, and then needed to declare the type here, right? The community media type, right? And then we need to have that on delete handler too, right? Then we can replace this banner with the type here. Pass the type. Then let's quickly test it, okay? So here, when I delete it, oh, now avatar is gone, right? So then let's have the error and then test deletion one more time. So I'm gonna have txt file, which is wrong. We see the error. Yeah, looking good. And then let's have multiple files to avatar. Yeah, looking good, right? And then let's drop multiple image files now. Yeah, looking good. And then let's try to add one here. Yeah, this one is good. And then add one more. 10. Delete it. Okay, so everything is looking good. Then now, I found one thing weird here. If you take a look at the form here, there's a margin underneath it. I don't know where it comes from. It has a grid and gap 1. I think this form may have it, right? Spacing Y8, right? We may need to delete that. So here, let's go. The form should be somewhere here. There should be, oh, it doesn't, oh, here, right here, right? So this guy is only applied to the form 1, but it's here, right? Interesting. Let me just quickly check. Stage 1 has a form field right away. Okay. In the case, I might just have additional div tag here for now. Okay. And then give the class name space y to be 8. Okay. And then delete this guy. Yeah, just for the consistency. Let me just quickly check the form 1 too, right? Yeah, form 1 looking okay based on what I see. And the form 2 is looking good too. Okay, good. You have image, I'll drop it here. Error is looking like that. If I drop 1, it's good. Yeah, this is exactly what I want. So this specific part, error or this file name with the delete button, right? Okay, so I think this one is doing the job based on what I see. So I'm gonna make a quick commit and then do the preview card, okay? So here, I'm gonna do git add, git commit, add form fields. Yeah, looking good. Then now, let's try to continue. We have stage 2 form, but somehow we need to update the preview card, right? So what I will do is when the onDrop function gets called here, I want to call onFileChange here, and then pass the file that we are receiving. At the same time, we need to pass the type so that we know which file that we are dealing with. Okay, so here post type. So let's do it here. So I'm gonna have on file change. We need to handle additional logic. This guy will be accepting the file, which is single file, and the type, which is community media type. Yeah, this one's good. Then let's try to accept it from the parent component here. On file change, I'm gonna handle file. Let's go up there. Here, I'm gonna create one handler. Const handle file, and then I'll be accepting the file that is instance of the file and The type that is community media type. Yeah, looking good. Then here, what I want to do is the file must be URL in order to be rendered as image. That is one thing. The next thing we want to do is set the value in state, like such as the banner image or avatar image, right? So that's something that I'm gonna do. If error happens while doing it, then set the error to the specific form field. That's something that I want to do. I'm not sure, I could be wrong, but let's give it a shot. Okay, so first of all, I want to convert it to URL, right? There is the constructor function called file reader. That's something that I'm gonna use. I'll build a helper here first, okay? Read file, this will be the function, okay? And then in this function, we're gonna have file reader instance. And this guy can read three different kinds. One is read as array buffer, and read as data URL, and read as text. In our case, we need read as data URL in order to convert it to URL for image rendering. So do that, and then pass the file. I'm gonna just to get it here, and then pass it right here. Then when file is read, then we're gonna receive the event through the unload function. We're gonna declare the function here. We're gonna receive the event, which is progress event, right? File reader. So with that, we can get the result of the file reading as a data URL. Okay, so I'm gonna say result equal to event.target dot result. Yeah, this guy will give the URL. Okay, but the thing is, we need to have event target must be defined, right? So here, if event.target is truth, then we're gonna do that, right? Or alternatively, you can say, just to make it a little bit more explicit, target is here, right? If the target is a truth, then we're gonna get the result from target dot result. Okay, then we're gonna pass the result to somewhere. We want to return the result, but this guy will not work because it's asynchronously happening, right? So return is not gonna work. What it means, we need to make it promise, right? So I'm gonna return the promise here, and then promise is accepting callback that wraps everything, and then inside of the here that wraps everything, and then here we're gonna accept results and reject. Okay, so when this result is successfully received, then we're gonna resolve it with the result. Otherwise, we need to throw the error, right? So I'm gonna say else reject. Let's pass the instance of the error. Okay, so error, and then saying invalid target. Okay, so I think this is good. And then while reading, if we have error, then we also needed to reject it, right? I think this guy will pass the event, but yeah, so I'm just gonna reject it. Okay, so here I'm gonna reject saying something has gone wrong while reading the file. Okay, that's my logic here. Then I think it's pretty good that we can rename it to async, because this one returns promise, right? So this result can be string, array buffer, or null, right? So I'm gonna just specify the return type to promise this. Yeah, looking good. And what else? I think this function is okay, but one thing I want to consider is this. This guy can be string, array buffer, and null, right? That is because we can read as many different things, right? We can read it as text, we can read it as array buffer and data URL. So in order to call this function dynamically, I want to receive one more parameter. I'm going to say read as. This guy will be either, maybe enum. Let's do that. Enum. And then I'm going to say read as enum. And then this guy will be including the, let me just find it, read as a text. That's the first thing, right? Read as the value will be read as 2. Let's capitalize it for the naming convention. And then the next thing is the read as array buffer, right? I'm gonna keep that here too. And then capitalize it. Yeah, looking good. And then one more. Read as the data URL, right? So data URL. Then this function will be handling all 3 different cases, right? So which is good. Then I'm gonna, pass it here. And then I'm gonna pass read as to here. Yeah, so read as, this one is kind of dynamic, right? Looking good. I love it. Then we're gonna call this guy inside here. This guy will be returning the promise, either string or array buffer or null, right? Depending on what we're calling, right? So here, I'm gonna do result, await, read file async. Gonna be const, right? And then mark it as a async. Then this guy accepting the file, so we're gonna pass that. Then when result is returned, is it either string or array buffer or null, right? So here, we're gonna check if the type of result is equal to string. And then we know that this one is data URL, right? Then we're gonna set the state, either banner image or avatar image, right? Oh, why it's complaining? Oh, sorry, I think I forgot to pass one more here. The type is the read as, right? We're gonna do read as the data URL. Yeah, this guy is this guy, right? Yeah, looking good. And then once we receive it, then we're gonna add the state, right? So let's declare the state here. I'm gonna have const use state. This will be holding the string, initially empty string, okay? And then I'm gonna call it banner image set banner image. And then I'm gonna copy paste here and then change it to avatar. And then set avatar. Yeah, looking good. Then let's try to set it here. We need to set it dynamically, right? If the type is equal to the banner, then we're gonna do set banner image without result. Okay, so looking good. And then if it's avatar, then we're gonna set avatar image. Yeah, looking good. Then this one is done, right? Yeah, awesome. If error happens while we are doing it, then we're gonna set the form field error, right? So what I would do here is I'm gonna wrap it with the try and catch, okay? So try, catch, and then let's cut it, and then paste underneath here. So if the error is existing, then we're gonna do form dot set error, and then based on the type, right, either banner or avatar, and then say the message that is error the message. Yeah, but we don't know if it's the instance of the error, right? So let's give the if condition here. Let's do it here. If the error is the instance of error constructor, then we'll be setting the error. Okay, yeah, looking good. So this is my logic. Awesome, I like it. Then let's try to remove the errors and then quickly check it, okay? So here, the banner image needed to be passed to, where is it? The preview card, right? The preview card. I'm gonna pass banner image and avatar image. Yeah, looking good. Then what's happening here? Let's check. Yeah, file change, we have a little bit of an issue. We are not accepting it probably. Yeah, here we go. We need to receive it, right? Yeah, looking good. All the error is gone. So then now let's quickly check in, okay? So here, when we edit, look at that. Did you see? The image got edited. What about avatar, right? To that. Oh, look at that. And then let's drop the image. Oh, look at that, right? Cropping we're gonna do in the near future, so do not worry about it. Okay, awesome. I think this is perfectly working. Okay, so then now, let me just quickly commit it. Okay, git add, git commit, update, preview card, when image is added. Okay, so looking good. And then let's quickly polish it, because this one is kind of murky and a lot of things are happening, right? Yeah, a lot of things. Well, we used the map, and then I don't see any duplication here, but I don't know why it's so messy. Hopefully that you're okay with that, right? Phone control, drop zone. Okay, nothing duplicated in my eyes. This one is okay. This one is okay. Yeah, none of these are repeated based on what I see. Yeah, let's leave it this way. This one is fine. Let me see if there's any type or constants. Oh, here, constants. Let's move it, okay? We have folder for the constants, right? So inside of here, we have an index file. I'm gonna move it inside. So I'm gonna cut it and then paste it right here. And then hit save to import. And then type also needed to go to the type file here, do that, import, and then input. Then this one is good, right? So here, prompts, we can leave it here. Yeah, this one is okay based on what I see. Maybe I might just change the name a little bit shorter here. What I would do is the constant name to be community media types. A little bit shorter, right? So let's update it here. Update. Yeah, this one's good. And then what other places? This one is good. Another thing is we need to also change right. Make sure you import to right. Yeah, looking good. Then everything is good. Nothing repeating. Perfect. So then let's just close the things that we don't need to here. And then inside of the create dialog, we also needed to remove the error, right? So community create media is imported from the wrong place. So I'm gonna just delete it and then save to import it again. Yeah. Then we're importing the component and types. This one's good. Yeah. So then let's take a look here a little bit. Form is okay. This guy is okay. So handle backend next is good. This enum can go to the type folder, type file too, right? So let's go here. I'm gonna export the enum, okay, and then save. And this helper function, I'm gonna move it to lib folder too. This one is file specific, right? It doesn't have to be community specific. So what I would do is inside of the lib folder, I'm gonna create maybe readFileAsync. Yeah, here I'm gonna move it, okay? So cut this guy and then paste to the read file and then export it. Let me export and then he say to import the enum. This one is good. And then here we're gonna say it to import the readFileAsync. Okay, and then let's remove unnecessary comments. These are very obvious, so I'm not gonna worry about it. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, looking good. And then, yeah, so we have a handle file error, handle file, handle delete. Okay, so looking good. Yeah, so then let's make a quick commit. Here, git add, git commit, organize functions, types, and the constants, right? Yeah, so looking good. Then let's do quick testing and then let's wrap it up, okay? So here, change. Let's try to, oh, I found a bug here. You see, this banner is still here. I removed the funnel. We need to remove this guy when we delete it, right? So let's do that here. Inside of the delete, we want to reset the media type, right? So here, what I want to do is in the type is equal to avatar, and then set avatar image to be empty string. And then when it's a banner, then I'm gonna set the banner image to be empty string. Okay, so this one is good. And then when error happens, we also reset, right? So I'm gonna just copy paste. Yeah, so then this one is good. Now let's check it now. So when I add image and then delete it, oh, it's still there. Let me refresh. Somehow it's weird. It's lagging. Let me restart. Sometimes it does that. I don't know why. Yeah, well, let's restart. And then check it again. Come on. Yeah, so looking good. And then let's do one more. It's an edit, right? When I delete it, it's gone. Avatar, also the same. We have an error. I'll deal with this one, but let me finish this one first. So let's add and then create the error message just to pass in the invalid MIME type. Okay, yeah, it disappeared. Yeah, so looking good, looking good. And then let me just quickly refactor here because we're repeating, right? So form reset, this guy is repeating right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a reset field, and then I'll have the function that does the same thing here. Okay. Oh, sorry. We are going to receive the type here. Yeah, so looking good. And then replace everything with the reset field that is type. Then I can do the same here. Yeah, then it should be good. Yeah. Yeah, little leaner. And then now keeping things dry. So then it should work exactly the same. Let me just test the error only. Yeah, looking good. It's gone, right? Awesome. Then I found one small error here. If I just delete it, I find an error. Let's quickly check. It says empty string was passed to source attribute. This may cause the browser to download the whole page again over the network. To fix this, either do not render the element at all or pass no to source instead of an empty string. This one is about the avatar, right? Let me just quickly check. So inside of the avatar, which is inside of the community preview card, we have avatar down here. So this one, we cannot pass the empty string, right? This causes rendering whole page. And then instead, we can pass the undefined. How about that? So what I will do is I can accept the undefined, and then here, this two guys, the banner avatar, need to be undefined, right? So instead of an empty string here, let's go to the state. I'm gonna accept undefined as well. Okay. And then initially, it is an undefined. And then when we reset this field, then we're gonna convert it to the undefined here. Undefined. Yeah, let me check. Oh, what happened? Let me just quickly check. We are receiving undefined here. Let's delete that. Let me check again. So no error, right? Let me shut down here. Undefined is good. And undefined is good. Yeah, let me check. Here now, let's try to add the avatar image and then delete it. Or no more error, right? Let's cause the error first. I'm gonna drop vertical this time. Yeah, too many files, no error. Okay, awesome. Then this one is perfect, right? So then now let's make a quick commit and then wrap this one up. Okay, so git add, git commit, refactor, and fix avatar error with empty string. All right. Okay, looking good. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.